Trials and Tribulations is yet another entry in the 2014 Indie Game Maker contest, but unlike the previous RPG Maker games I've covered on this channel, it's a puzzle/adventure game rather than an RPG. Though sometimes changing up the formula a little bit can be welcome, and playing something outside of a turn-based RPG every now and again can be an enjoyable experience. And Trials and Tribulations is a nice break from the usual grind I have to go through in order to complete an RPG. Trials and Tribulations is a love story about two adventurers where the female partner has fallen ill due to the effects of a demonic curse. In order to save his beloved, our hero goes on a quest for the Water of Life, which can only be found in the Cave of Trials, which tests people not only physically, but psychologically as well. To further enhance the experience, the game makes our two lovebirds feel like actual characters, with some actual depth and nuance to them, despite the amount of lines exchanged between them being something I could probably squeeze onto the front and back of your standard note card. And while the game does tread the line between show and tell at times, it does do a decent enough job showing the connection between these two adventures that it feels believable, which is a welcome experience after playing Sword Sister a few weeks ago. To top things off, the game also includes two unique endings, although I've only ever experienced one of them myself. Trials and Tribulations, as I stated previously, is mostly a puzzle game, but the game does feature a little variety with its puzzles, ranging from finding hidden objects to simple block-moving puzzles. But some of the puzzles go beyond testing the player's ability to solve a physical challenge to tackling riddles and simple word games. While the only real downside to the puzzles within this game is that they tend to be a bit on the easy side due to the restraints of the contest itself. The requirement that all entries be no longer than an hour in length hampers this game a bit in my opinion, since all the puzzles need to be solvable within a few minutes, rather than grueling tests of patience and skill. Though I will stop for a second to praise the game for including multiple riddles in the final challenge. I was pleasantly surprised that the dragon had a pool of riddles to draw from, rather than a set selection of 4 riddles. Outside of the various puzzles, the game also includes a few opportunities to engage enemies within combat, but the combat itself is a bit underwhelming in my opinion. While the developer does boast that combat does contain some strategic elements, which certain enemies being weaker to light or heavy attacks respectively, I tend to find the combat relatively straightforward and unchallenging for the most part. Although I did go into the third fight equipped with 90 plus healing herbs that I had found behind a statue in one of the challenge rooms. But outside of that one fight, the other 2 fights that I know about are either easy or skippable. In terms of visuals, the game features a lot of nice work with various tile sets that represent numerous environments. To further praise the game, it also features multiple portraits for the lead characters as well, to represent their emotional states to enhance immersion, which was a nice change of pace after playing the mess known as Deadly Beauties. The background music and sound effects in Trials and Tribulations are alright in my opinion, which probably shouldn't surprise anyone that's familiar with my reviews, since my expectations for this category tend to be rather low. And only praise the game in this area if it contains a song or two that I enjoy listening to outside of the game, and felt was used correctly within the game itself. Trials and Tribulations is a simple puzzle game that tells a heartwarming story, and it's definitely worth a playthrough if you're a fan of puzzle games, or have a soft spot for romance.